Kick off at 9:15. Rest looking like they want to go early. I'm delighted to be joined on court this morning by Jay Pixton from Man City. Morning, Jay.
Morning everybody.
An early start for you. Does that mean you're up in the next match?
Against Manchester United.
Right.
The Derby day, on the Derby day.
I wonder if they lined that up beforehand. Now it's funny, isn't it? Last season you wouldn't have given Man U a chance. This season, who knows?
Well, last time we played them, it was a really close game. It was 0-0 until the last 30 seconds, and they scored it was a good goal, but we could have defended it better, I think.
Right. So I'll just go through the teams. Got Hudson, Hassan, D, and Davis for Sale. I think I've got that right. Let me just double check. Yeah. And for Hull, playing towards us in their traditional orange. Walls in goal, Brennan, Gill and Jefferson on the left as we look at it. So I guess you played both of these teams once this season?
We played Hull twice and Sale once, yeah.
And what do you think about their setups?
I think Sale are very, very difficult to break down, especially with David, who's obviously a very strong player for such a young age.
Yeah.
And then when we played Hull, we played them twice and took 4 points, so a win and a draw, so we quite like our fixture against Hull this season.
Now they're a very experienced team, Hull, aren't they?
I think it's just difficult first season adjusting to life without that central player that's moved to Newcastle in the Premier League.
Yeah. That's Cole. Is it Cole Simpson?
Yeah, I think so.
So far, just early pressure from Sale. You mentioned young players for Sale. You're relatively new to the National Leagues yourself. Is this your second season?
Yeah, second season in.
Enjoying it?
Yeah, I love it. It's one of my favourite things to do.
Right. One of your favourite things? Come on, surely it's the favourite thing.
Probably up there. But I've been impressed by, obviously, David D, quite young, but David's just recently joined. I think it's his first season, I think.
Right. Do you know what his route into the team was? Was he part of the Sale setup, or has he come from somewhere else?
Yeah, so I play at the regional Northwest League, which Sale are in.
Yeah.
And I've seen David I'm pretty sure I've seen him at the development squad for a while now, and I think he's just managed to improve and make it to the national in quite a short period of time. And
what was your path in through City?
Well, I've been at City for about 10 years. I started when I was about 5.
Yeah.
And then I was playing for a while, took a few years out for a surgery.
Right.
And then joined back, and the season I joined back, we got into the National League.
Brilliant. So that must have been such a big season to get into the Nationals. It must have been so exciting. And I mean, it's always tough, but enjoyed the first season more than the second, or who knows?
To be fair, I think I'm enjoying this season a bit more because I think it's just a bit more competitive, and we go into every game with more of a optimistic outlook on we can try and get something from this game. Even if it's not always a win, we can try and, just maybe draw or something.
Yeah.
Good save.
I mean, it strikes me, having watched your team, that your development as a team seems faster than some of the other teams. Like you're picking up learnings quicker. I don't know what the coaches are saying, or you're saying as a team.
I think it's just because obviously I think we've got the youngest average age in the league.
Right.
So obviously we're all going to mature over time anyway.
Yep.
And our coach has been doing it a long time. I've been playing for about 12 years, and then I think the experience of a few players can help the younger ones develop a bit more.
Right. And you play in goal, is that right?
Yeah, I'm a goalkeeper.
Right. And there's essentially two goalkeeping theories in power chair football. There's the sit back a bit, like Hudson's doing here for Sale, and then play very high, like you'll have West Brom. What's your How do you play within the City setup?
I tend to stay quite deep most of the time.
Right.
But I do go on the odd dribble just to get the ball up the pitch and try and win as a throw-in or something like that.
Right. Do you think that'll change over time? Is that something with confidence, or that's the way your team sets up?
No, I think the only reason I do that is because we're quite a defensive side at the minute, and we try and just like grind out games for the 1-0s or just to get some points on the board. But I think once we progress a few seasons and we get our confidence up further at the pitch, then I'll be able to move out a bit more.
Right. Now, I think when I've seen you play, you look like you do a lot of talking to the team.
Yeah, well, Lucas O'Brien's the captain, but I tend to communicate with all the boys and tell them where to go and just help them with their position and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I can see
you've
most
got
of the
pitch in front of you.
Yeah.
So we're 5 minutes into Hull's Sale. Not really much happening, is there? A lot of the pressure with Sale, but
yeah, the best chances have been Sale's, but it's been good defending from Hull. Yeah. The ball's been coming off the floor quite a bit, I've noticed.
In this game or generally over the weekend?
No, this game seems to be quite bouncy.
Normally the refs will do something about that if they spot it.
Oh. That nearly went in there from David. From a City point of view.
Oh, I thought that was...
I think he's blown for something already, though, the ref. I think he's got to retake the corner.
Ah, okay. Maybe the goalpost wasn't in place.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he was over his line, the goalkeeper.
Right.
But yeah, from a Man City point of view, I could really do with Sale getting something from this game. Hopefully a win.
Oh, keeping Hull down, you mean? Away from your points-wise.
Because obviously they got that incredible win over Muscle Warriors. Draw over Muscle Warriors yesterday. So that put them within, they're 2 points behind us now. So obviously a win here. Leapfroggers in the table. So.
And was it them or Forest you had a draw against yesterday?
Yeah, Forest. We went into that. Obviously, we went into that game like with a win on the cards, but a draw for us we knew was a lot better than a draw for them.
Yes.
We was already ahead of them. We've already beaten them once this season.
And I think you had a game in hand, didn't you?
Yeah, we had the game in hand. So we've sort of gone into that game hoping for the win, but knowing if we're getting late on in the game and it's a draw, not to risk too many things because we could do with that point and keeping them below us. Good chance for Sale there on the edge of the box. I think it's indirect.
I presume, like most teams, particularly as you're rolling the goalie, you'll practice defending from set plays a lot.
Mm-hmm. Been focusing on corners recently because I find those quite challenging. Good save from Ashton Walls.
There was a couple of goals yesterday from indirect set pieces that the refs gave them. Clearly the ball must have touched someone. I barely saw it, it was a very subtle touch.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Oh, Hassan just not quite there on the edge of the post.
Two sides are on pitch A at the moment. I think their goal against Muscle and Muscle's first defeat came from an indirect free kick. I think.
And I've seen the occasional cheeky attempt this weekend to score direct from a kick-in. Keeper not paying attention on the near post, or defenders, depends who they
play. The first rule I tell my centre player who's defending them, never leave a gap behind you because it's the only part of the net I can't help them cover.
Now it looks like you've got quite a strong kind of on-field relationship with, is it Seb Spink?
Yeah, Seb Spink and sometimes Oscar Spink, but Seb's the starting centre player. And we're always together in training, so we know each other quite well in positionings.
And did you grow up together in the team? Like you said, you've been playing 10 years or so with City.
When I joined City, before I took the break, the team was like, Ethan Fisher, who's at Newcastle in the Premier League, Jack Humphreys, Harrison Taylor, who's at Leeds in the Premier League. Yeah. It was all them. And Lucas was there as well. Right. But then I left whilst all them were there. And when I came back, they all, progressed to the Premier League teams and stuff like that. So
that's quite an academy lineup you've just described.
It'd be amazing if that team could, it'd be a great team, but obviously they're in the Premier League now. But I've only known Seb maybe 2 years.
Right.
but we just understand each other's game quite
Yeah.
well. Hull can't seem to get out their own half there.
No.
Good pressure from Sale.
So in the regional league, do you play some of the Premier League teams? I don't know who's in the North West
Well,
League.
there's Greenbank.
Yeah.
There's Greenbank, Sale, and then there's a regional team called Bolton Bullets in there.
Oh yeah.
But there's quite a few teams that, you know, we personally think should be in the Northwest region because that's where they're based. But they've moved to I think it's the Northeast for more competition.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, just because one of the, don't know your experience maybe in the cup games, the pace with which the Premier League teams move the ball, and therefore.
Yeah, we didn't get to play it. We played Teesside Steel in the first round. We beat them 1-0.
Yeah.
Which is a great win. Although to be fair, they didn't have Jamil Khan, who's obviously very important to them. And then in the second round, we played Leeds Dynamos.
Right.
And they beat us 1-0. And then they went on to get beat 7-0 off Newcastle Foundation.
So that's, I think that's one thing Hull are missing. That Cole was able to move the ball very quickly.
He was the centrepiece to most of their players, really.
In a way, they're getting caught slightly in possession, aren't they? But yesterday, I can't remember who they beat 3-0, but Sale were on fire.
I know they beat Bournemouth, was it 5-0?
Yes, 3-0 at half time, and then it went on to 5-0.
Yeah.
Really pinging it across the box brilliantly. The crosses were fab.
Yeah, Sale.
Jack was very accurate. No, he's been with Sale a long time.
I think Ashton Wars and that was at Forest.
Yes,
that season.
he was, yeah.
I know that Smith, number 21, who's just come on there.
Yeah.
I think this is his first season.
Right.
In the National League, and I think he's doing quite well for his first season.
So the time you played with City, you must have progressed through a number of different chairs. You like playing in these?
I actually currently don't have my own strike force at the moment because I've been trying to sign up for one, but it's quite a difficult process to get one.
Right.
But I'm using a different chair this weekend than usual because my usual chair broke. So.
Oh dear. Right. So getting fixed. It's electrical brake or physically?
No, it lost both its bumper clips from a tackle, so the bumper wouldn't stay on.
Right.
And the back wheels had all been bent in by, I got smashed into last time.
Oh dear.
So.
What, a car accident that caused the damage, or players hitting you?
A tackle.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've never heard of chair damage from a tackle, blimey.
I think it was just wear and tear over time, and they were sort of quite close to breaking, and then I got into a tackle and I just heard it snap pretty much.
Do you get a bit more hit as the keeper?
I think Seb takes the brunt of it because on the edge of the box and stuff, trying to block everything initially, but once it gets past Seb, then it's up to me to get in the way.
Do you feel you're protected by the refs in the keeper position, or no different from any other player?
No, I don't think it's much different. I think, if anything, I've got to be more careful because obviously if I commit a foul most of the time it's going to be in my box.
Yeah.
So.
How are you on penalties?
I've actually got quite a good track record on penalties. I don't think the only penalty I've faced in the National League is against Hull. From the H. Smith there, number 21. And I saved that, and then the ref said I moved too early.
Right.
So he took it again, and I saved it again. So hit the post there from Davies.
Do you practice saving penalties? Is that part of your training?
Not very often. I don't know. I've only ever faced one in the National League. Well, one that got retaken, so twice, and I saved both, and then in the cup last season against Middlesbrough's reserves. That went to penalties, then
Right.
I didn't concede one and then scored mine. So I quite like penalties.
It's rare for a keeper to say that. So we're still not getting much out of this game, are we?
No.
Given the way they played yesterday, I thought Sale might be on fire. How do you find, is it like if you get the 9 o'clock kickoff versus the 11 o'clock, are the team more warmed up by 11, or just depends on the individuals?
I think it's with City. I know I personally don't. I stay in a hotel on Friday and Saturday night, but most of the team yesterday drove down in the morning. So if we have a really early kickoff on the Saturday when they're driving down, I know it can tire them out quite quickly. Yeah. And then like yesterday we had a game at like 10:30, then one at 2 o'clock, then one at 4:30. Yeah. So I know about the 4:30 game against Leeds. Most of the lads are quite tired. Yeah. But, luckily we've not had a really early kickoff this game.
Now obviously you're not in the cup. You just said you'd been knocked out, but the cup weekend coming up in Derby. Anyone from the team expecting to travel to watch?
I don't think so. No. Right. I've got. I mean, I'm at college. Most of the lads are in GCSE year, so.
Right. So they're literally coming up. They're almost starting their exams now.
Yeah.
April, May it kicks off, doesn't it?
Curry Malley and Lucas Bezer O'Brien.
Right.
They're doing the GCSEs, and then I've got college exams and stuff coming up.
Right. You at college around Manchester?
Yeah.
But always training. Exams don't get in the way of training.
No. I think it's quite a close game on court. I think it's 1-1 between GBG and Teesside Steel.
Yes, so GBG needing to keep pressure on Muscle Warriors, aren't they?
I think did GBG not leap from in the table yesterday due to Muscle Warriors?
I'll check it.
Because I know out of 6 possible points, they only got 1, didn't they? Because they drew and lost.
Well, yeah. So as it stands, GBG Knights are on same number of points but a better goal difference than Warriors, and on the same number of games. And Steel a long 8 points behind. So win doesn't do much for them. It cements third, but doesn't get them any closer.
Yeah, they'll want to be trying to get that playoff spot above the Villa, though, won't they?
Yeah. And I think City are well clear of.
Well, we're not.
Let's have a look.
We're not well clear.
No. Oh, actually, Hull, as things stand with a point, Hull creeping closer, aren't they? But a game in, you still have a game in.
Difference, but
yeah. So Man United, 12 points away from you is a big ask, but you.
I mean, we're hoping to maybe steal a point or possibly a win, but we go into every game trying to get something from it.
Yeah, so there's bottom 4 teams, City, Hull, Forest and Bournemouth.
Mm-hmm.
Any upset amongst them can switch that up, can't it?
Yeah. And I know Hull played Bournemouth later today.
Ah, okay.
So, yeah, we could really do getting something against.
So we've got just under 2 minutes left. How do we sum up this half?
I think out of the 2 teams, Sale have had the better chances, but no teams really, I don't think, put the goalkeeper under too much stress.
Perhaps we're generous if we call it a sleepy Sunday start.
Yeah. Or is it the post? But it's gave a foul against David D. From this angle, that looked like David D was the one that got fouled.
Right.
But
I think again, with their experience, Gill and Wolves in particular, a pretty solid defence, but they don't have an out, do they? Their system isn't creating chances.
Yeah, there's a fantastic ball there from Kai Gill, but just unfortunately Smith wasn't in the best position to receive it. I think we've seen Ashton Walls progressing up the pitch a bit more and Kai's taking the more goalkeeper role. Great ball from David.
Lovely touch by everyone there.
Fantastic play.
Oh. I mean, just slightly different angle ball from Hassan, and that would have given Davis a shout, wouldn't it? So that was that move that they put together there. They were doing that continuously yesterday.
Yeah. Another corner from Sale. Loads of pressure in the last 30 seconds.
I can't see who's it's D on the corner, isn't it? So if this, Hull look very deep if that gets through.
Great save from Ashton Laws. Another corner. Hit the post out the way. I think the ball went over the line, just not between the...
Must have been inches on it.
Yeah, I don't think it was in between the marks of the posts.
What are the rules? If there's even a bit of the ball over the post line, it's deemed not a
I
goal.
think the whole ball's got to roll within the lines of the post.
Oh, great shot by Hassan.
Great goal on the final kick of the half.
Yeah.
That's going to be painful for Hull to take. But as a City fan, I'm quite happy to see that go in.
We put the curse on it, didn't we? So nothing's happening in this half.
That was fantastic from Sale in the last minute. Half-time.
Yeah. Right. Well, I won't say out of the blue because they've always got that potential, but they picked it up in the literally the last 10 seconds.
Definitely.
Great play from Sale. 1-0. Hull not creating anything yet, so
not really.
A long way back unless they can come back with something different in the second half. Will you join me for the second half?
I'll hope to, but
okay.
I might have to get in my chair for my game.
All right. So we'll hope Jay will stay with us. If not, we'll be back for the second half in about 10 minutes. Welcome back to the second half. Sale versus Hull, 1-0 to Sale at the moment. So a bit late coming back. Jay Pixton, who was with us in the first half, he's had to go off, just had to get him off to prep for his match, which follows. So just Nick Woodward speaking on commentary for this second half. Ooh. Big rebound there off Brennan's bumper. So first half was looking pretty neutral. Sale, who'd been very effective yesterday against Bournemouth, not able to put much together, a lot of pressure on Hull, and then in the dying seconds, fabulous move, clinical finish from Hassan to make it 1-0, pretty well the last kick of the game in that half. So started again, pressure once again on Hull. Solid defensive setup Hull got with Walls and Gill, but not able in that first half to put together a string of passes to move the ball effectively out and break Sale's lines. D very active in the middle of the park, often intercepting and creating the play for Sale. Gill, Brennan for Hull, tries to find Walls, Davis. Ooh. Davis, can he get the ball across? D looking for Hassan. Hassan trying to front bumper it to Davis, didn't quite make it. Walls having to work hard there to intercept, 2-on-1. D and Hassan both coming into the ball there. Gill intercepted again. Refs given 2-on-1 against Hull, but allowed play to carry on. Then advantage now played. Davis, Hassan trying to find D. D to Davis. Davis back to D. Some great interplay here from Sale. They come out as they finish just the last minute of the first half, looking much more aggressive and sharper. D trying to take the ball away from Brennan, and he's managed that. Hassan moves out the way for Davis. I think going for goal there. Ref's going to give 2-on-1. Yeah, both Davis and D moving in for the ball there. Gill trying to find Walls, goes to Hassan. Hassan and Walls fighting out in midfield. Walls not quite able to keep it under control. It's gone out for a Sale kick. Sale making a substitution. 30 Davis off, 13 Holt on. Ball goes straight towards Holt. Walls intercepts. Oh, there's a chance here. Hassan to Holt. Oh my goodness, the closest touch. He just needed an extra inch on his bumper there. Just missed the near post as he saw it. Fab quick move, great influence on the game very early on Holt. Encouraged by that, he's gone right up the top of his left wing. Hassan being chased by... Ooh. Jeff. So we just stopped here. One of the chairs players is tipping a bit. They're just trying to figure out the safety of the wheels. All right, not sure anything changed, but they're going to play on. So Gill intercepted by Hassan. Holt. Then if you pick that up on camera there as Holt accelerates, just the front bumper's picking up. Partly the issue there is that the ball can get caught under the bumper. And, very rare, I've only seen it once, but the chairs can then tip it. I think it happened at a championship game this season. And obviously if the chair tips, that's very risky for the players. So Brennan pushing towards the Sale goal. Just carefully seen out by Hudson for a Hull corner. So Sale with quite a deep setup there, allowing Hull to get it right across to Brennan. Ref was going to give 2-on-1, but he's let it run for the kick in. Feels a bit uncomfortable watching Holt, the chair, almost doing a wheelie. So if you're not familiar with the chairs, there's a tiny set of wheels at the back behind the big driving wheels that just stop the chair going forwards. And perhaps if you can see Brennan there trailing behind Brennan's chair there. Kick given to Sale, chance for a set piece. Now, I thought with their accuracy and pace they can put on the ball, a good chance here. Again, Gill and Walls very good at reading the game. So it'll have to be inch perfect. That quite came off as they wanted D, having to work hard to get the ball back there. Now Hassan and Walls. Walls, the nominated keeper, he'll go off and go out to do the hard midfield work, it looks like, leaving Gill in deep defence. Just had a swap there, 28 Hodgson on for Hull and Brennan off. So Hull now are Gill, Walls, Rothery and Hodgson. Playing towards us, Sale with Hudson in goal, D on the ball at the moment. Holt just switching wings, and Hassan on the right as we're looking at it. Miss there from D, giving Walls a chance. One-on-one with Hudson, the keeper. Carefully shepherded away, keeper on keeper there. Hudson showing his boss, takes it over and drives towards goal. Can he get it towards Holt? Or is he going with goal himself? Oh, 2-on-1, I think the ref's going to call on, yeah, So Holt and Hudson create a 2-on-1 there. It's still 1-0. Most of the attacking play with Sale 1-0 up. Very few chances, perhaps just 1 or 2 created by Hull. Ball's running down the line there. It's gone out for a goal kick. Hassan on the ball for Sale. So in terms of league positions, this I think Hull are playing Bournemouth later, who are below them. Hull chasing Man City in the table, as it were, for 9th, 10th, so vying to avoid the playoff spot. If Hull can take points off Bournemouth, that possibly could leap them ahead of City, depending on how City's match goes, which is up next. So, and Sale are kind of a lot in a pack, 4 points separating 8th to 4th. So, and then there's a long gap to 3rd, which would be a playoff spot. So Sale playing to stay in the middle pack. They're well clear of any playoff action either at the bottom or the top of the league. But there's a lot in this for Hull if they can either get a point or even 3. That would take them beyond City. They'd have played one more game than Man City. Five minutes left in this first match today in the WFA Optegra Championship. Hassan trying to, I think, put the ball across there, although there was no gap. Easily cut out by Wolves, but he put it onto his own post. It has not gone out. Hassan's retained possession. Could be looking for D looking for Holt. But well read by Wolves. Ball from Hassan not fast enough to beat Wolves. So refs called 2-on-1. Oh no. A clash, I barely heard that. Penalty. Oh. So Hudson, the Sale keeper and their penalty taker, facing Wolves. Wolves being able to set position up. And this will kill the game if it goes in. Great. Shout about moving. It's going to be a retake. It's going to be a retake. The official's very certain there. Movement from the goalie. So what's Hudson going to do? Same position. Is he going to swapped. Oh, and he's hit the post, and he can't touch it again. No, double touch. So Hudson. So Hudson couldn't touch it until someone else had touched it. So still a glimmer for Hull. 2 minutes left. Rothery on the ball for Hull. Looking for Walls. Excuse me. Rothery drop back, Walls up. Gill misses the ball. It's going out for a Sale kick. Ref's flagged. Linesman's flagged. I think that's a kick in. Yep. So kick into Sale. Let's see if they're going to manage the game here. Long ball from, not a risky ball, but did invite Gill for a long shot there, which he took. I think D was just trying to put it up and play for possession in the last few minutes. So D again, calling the shots. One of the youngest, probably the youngest player actually, on the pitch for Sale at the moment, calling the shots for Holt and Hassan. He always plays for urgency, D. You wonder if he couldn't just slow it down a bit now. Kill the clock. Is he going to take it into the corner? No, he's taking it out. Ball given. Kick into Hull. Walls to Gill. Gill back to Walls. Walls will be looking for Gill there. Gill pushing it towards goal, easily intercepted by D. Ball's gone out. Sale kick. Ooh. Ball lifts off the deck, given to D. D working hard. So in the dying seconds, I think player of the last Sale match I watched, we gave the kind of our chosen player of the match was Jack Hassan for his goals and finishing. Although D had been instrumental in a lot of the goals. I think in this match D's driven this Sale team forward, created the chance for Hassan to score. So I think my pick for player of the match would be D. And the clock's at 0. Ref calling out the position, counting those yards. Wants a bit more from Gill. Now they're going to do what they did in the first half. Not quite. So Sale finished the first half in the last kick with a goal. Clock's at 0. It was from a corner. Ref looks at his watch. D's touched it. Is he can't touch it again. Right, Gill played it off his bumper. I guess Hull need the ball to try and get a goal, so they couldn't risk just leaving it there. Ball's gone out, and that's full times. Well done, Sale. Not quite as potent as they were against Bournemouth yesterday, but where they came out 5-0, but they stayed on top, cemented their position in the kind of following pack in the middle of the Championship. and Hull kind of continuing to seek points from somewhere to try and avoid the playoffs. So thank you for joining me and Jay Pixton in the first half. We'll finish commentary here and get set for the next game.